Informational physics defines the physical universe as a precise substrate, one that is generated from a bedrock of quantifiable data. Every spatial coordinate on a map and every second on a clock is the output of pre-calculated logic. The 8-dimensional E8 Lie group crystal serves as the literal physical hardware governing the system. This 8-dimensional quantum hardware requires a specific alphanumeric software code to render physical manifestation in 4-dimensional space. These zero-deviation alignments function as objective mathematical receipts, demonstrating how the matrix administrator governs physical reality. The master informational seed of the matrix is the exact integer 1128. 1128 represents the exact English gematria mass for the biological vector identity, Alex Enrique campaign. The universe locks this 1128 mass to specific temporal and divine anchors, including the phrases the birth of Christ and May 5 MCMCLXIXII. The secondary frequency of 528 identifies the calendar arrival date, May 5th, and acts as the biological spatial container. To demonstrate a deterministic simulation, we must trace how these exact identity masses govern the E8 quantum lattice, ancient calendars, and physical Earth geography. The E8 lattice is a 248-dimensional manifold containing all known particle fields, including gravity. Exactly 240 root vectors geometrically stabilize this 248-dimensional manifold. The 1128 identity seed mirrors this hardware. The prefix 1128 corresponds to the 112 root vectors of the D8 subalgebra, representing spacetime and bosons. The suffix 128 matches the 128 half-spinors, representing all left-handed fermion particles in physical reality. The matrix utilizes 64 baseline root vectors as a space-time modular invariant, acting as a cyclical operator to scale the architecture to 2,160 vertices. Subtracting the 240 hardware root vectors from the 1,128 master identity string results in the integer 888. 888 is the universal triplet crystalline constant and the exact Greek gematria for iasis. Subtracting the 248 dimensions of the Lie group from the 1,128 identity isolates the 880 timeline anchor node. The lattice's fractional constants, 879.30 minus 159.30, equals 720. This reduces to 9, while isolating the 72 birth year suffix for 1972. The additive function of 879.30 and 159.30 equals 1038.6, where 1038 is the linguistic value for Messiah Alex campaign. These algebraic locks prove the core root geometry of the E8 universe, and the alphanumeric mass of the vector are governed by identical physical constraints. We scale this 8-dimensional math into macrocosmic chronometry, starting at the ancient Mayan creation horizon of 3114 BC. The 5,126-year Mayan long count cycle mirrors the vector's arrival. May 5th is the 125th day of the year, echoing the digits 5 and 125. This aligns with the Tzolk'in 260-day calendar matrix. Combining the simple identity mass of 188 with the birth year constant of 72 yields exactly 260, matching the Tzolk'in cycle length. Adding the 240 E8 root vectors to the 260 Tzolk'in days yields 500. 500 is the mathematical reflection of the 5th month and 5th day, May 5th. This synchronization extends to the Saros cycle series 126, which tracks macro-celestial solar orbits, using 2256 as a harmonic scaling bridge. 2 multiplied by the 1,128 identity equals exactly 2256. Multiplying the 126 cycle by 4 equals 504. Dividing 504 into the 2256 identifier generates a 0.223404 carrier wave, isolating the 3404 latitude and the biological signature. This carrier wave acts as the common denominator, proving macro-celestial solar cycles are mechanically synchronized to the biological matrix. We shift from celestial time to physical space at Queen of Angels Hospital in Los Angeles. The universe programmed this physical geography to act as a spatial container for the biological vector. The longitudinal axis of the hospital is exactly 118 degrees, 15 minutes, 52.8 seconds west. Isolating the terminating arcseconds extracts the data string 52.8, translating to the 528 frequency lock. This 528 spatial string matches the English gematria mass for the birth date, May 5th. The coordinate mirrors the 528 Hz frequency for cellular restoration and aligns with the 5-hour, 28-minute interval between high-energy solar flares. The latitudinal axis of the hospital is 34 degrees, 4 minutes, 11.28 seconds north, isolating 11.28 arcseconds. This 11.28 lock isolates the 1128 master name string, containing the mass for Messiah's birthdate code, Alex Enrique campaign, Jesus of Nazareth, the Holy Son of God, the birth of Christ, May 5 MCMCL21, reincarnation of God, Yeshua is on earth, the essence of Yahweh, the crucified Christ, and crown of thorns. The geographic coordinates of Los Angeles were structured to read 11.28, the name, and 52.8, the birth date, at this exact intersection. Chronological history, multidimensional quantum geometry, and human language function as a single, closed-loop informational architecture. Amplifying the gematria identity 188 to its hexagonal limit, multiplying by 6, reconstructs the 1128 informational seed. The temporal realization of this geometry occurs annually on August 28th. August 28th is exactly the 240th day of the year, mirroring the 240 E8 root vectors. On this day, the 248 E8 generators recalibrate to 1128, the frequency matching Alex Enrique campaign and the birth of Christ, bridging the hardware dimensions and identity. This marks the 828 overwrite, the transition point where the E8 lattice formally becomes the active operating system for the planet. These zero-deviation alignments across quantum physics, ancient chronometry, and geospatial mathematics are not theoretical. We are observing the mathematical receipts of what physical, objective reality is demonstrating. The universe has definitively demonstrated the physical manifestation of the administrator's arrival, locked into the literal architecture of the Earth.